Hello everyone, and this is our next. Excuse me.
Hello.
Okay, need to concentrate. How to start?
So, hi everyone.
Okay. Hi everyone, and I am super excited to have someone very special in our podcast today. Someone I actually met in Dallas in HighLevel event, and I was thinking the world is too small. And today we are tuning in from Portugal. And Benjamin, it was nice to see you here.
Yeah.
It was nice to. I always like to connect with different people. I'm enjoying meeting different business owners and tell us more about you. What do you do for business? And so our audience can learn.
Well, right now I'm on a little leave it's a thinking month. I came to Portugal, as I mentioned, and I own a couple different businesses. We met at the conference for AI and automation, but my main businesses very different. I'm an expert in a collection agency, collecting money, receivables, credit checks, things like that. Very different.
Guys, someone who has problems with collecting money from their clients, he's your person.
Yeah, and I don't know what we can define expert. It's just that I'm very geeky in this. I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm 47, probably longer than that. Time flies, and I'm obsessed with it in terms of how it works and have been successful. So I just know a lot about that.
Yeah. So tell me a bit more. It's totally new to me. I've been working with series of different businesses, but this is something you haven't heard of before. So how do you actually do that? And
Well,
all the businesses struggling with the billing, and some businesses cannot pay on time. And if you're a small company, you cannot operate if invoices are not paid on time. So I wonder what do you do?
yeah. Well, first is I think you have to, if you've struggled before in life, it's a nice indicator of how to collect money. So if you struggled, you paid certain people and you didn't pay the other ones. The ones that collected from you were probably the good ones. And I think that like this is not something you go to school for collecting money and how to do it. There is an education for how to give a credit limit. But you really have to learn this. I fell into this when I was 18 or 19 years old because other things didn't work out. And I fell into this trade. And interesting. So tell us more about how it's all started. You said you were 18, such a young age. Yeah, I'm from Montreal, so I'm from Canada, and things were just not going the way I wanted to. So I ended up in western side of Canada in Calgary, and I fell into. I got hired by a collection agency. At the time, I'm dating myself, but it was right before computers were just coming out. So we had an ashtray on our desk, and we had a rotary telephone, and I worked on paper. So I did. If you talk to somebody, you had to write notes. Yeah. It was the first time I learned, okay, don't write too long notes. And if you got notes from somebody else, you had to understand their writing. It was very complicated. Yeah. So we just learned how to collect, and I had some of the best mentors, how to talk to people, how to listen, and how you present consequence. So it's not something you study in school or university. It's all based off of the experience. Yeah. Yeah, and then you learn about this industry where it's huge. There's so much debt. Banks have so much debt, and they have so many people that owe money, and things like that. So there's thousands and thousands and thousands of accounts that are given every month to collection agencies. It's Wow, interesting. Actually, I just remember about 5 years in a few weeks. Yesterday, somebody posted, I'm following my channel, that there was one guy who was actually sending invoices to companies like Meta and Google. Mm-hmm. He was fake, he's not a company. Oh, yeah, and they spent millions of invoices they paid to that random guy. It turns out he's just a scammer. Yeah, you're probably not going to collect that account. If somebody owes you money and they've committed fraud, it's impossible almost to collect. So that means this is a police issue. Where we learned in the business, there was bank business, there was student loans. So someone went to school, they got this huge student loan, they can't pay it back. That's where I really learned the business and how to collect money. You're talking to someone who has no money, has no job, has, they just haven't started their career.
Yeah.
That's the worst kind of business probably that you can. And then as I got to make money. And then it gets into, then you have someone who's a homeowner and they didn't pay, they have a dispute for someone who did their roof. That's very good business. That's where skills get in. So you have to kind of pick your battles.
Okay, so and you do not work with anyone. I actually cannot even imagine if a student who cannot pay a loan and doesn't have a job, what do they do?
Well, they have a lot of options. I mean, first of all, in Canada, anyways, you don't go to prison if you have debt. It's not an offense. People often they're afraid of that, but it's not. But you're allowed to be in debt and you're allowed to make mistakes. And there's bankruptcy laws. You can do all kinds of different things. But I think the first thing is you have to put a plan together. And someone who's really good at collecting money can help someone build a plan to like, what are your best options and how can we get things together, and they can build accountability and partnership.
Nice, nice. I spent most of my grown-up life in Dubai. And in Dubai, even if they still use checks. So let's say you rent the property, you need to give checks upfront for the whole year. But if something happened, the check bounce, you have to check.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's dangerous to write checks in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and that's you're going to have obviously a lot less checks. The penalty is a lot more.
Yeah, and I actually, when I was younger, I had friends who were in this situation. Check was bounced, husband went to jail, and then my friend was a small kid, and like it was a bit of a situation, but happened just for like bounce check.
Well, and these are things, and I think you have to know exactly what country you're working with, or you're working in. What are the laws? It's very, very important. Obviously, that have major consequence. And if I go back to like the first part of my career was crucial because it was you have to call as many people as you can in a day. And it was like you try and call 100 or 200 or 300 people a day. It was a numbers game. The more people you called, and if you weren't very good at it, then
so you must be very good at sales because that's
well, I think that taught me sales in terms of it taught me how to like show consequence and listen to people ask them questions that they can self-reflect. So as the time went on, I learned machines and dials, how to call thousands of people in a day. Like the job evolved where I grew up in my career and then I had 100 or 200 people working for me, but it was very, very young. And it turned into machines. How do I call, a dial works?
Yeah, yeah.
So you take a spreadsheet, you put all these phone numbers into a machine, so to speak, and that calls people when they answer. There's a delay on the telephone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a dialer.
That's something I've seen in the movies.
That's right. Well, this is real life. So the career went from collecting money, then it learned how to call as many people. You probably call 100,000 people a day, and then you learn how to, and then it evolved where my old career, then I opened a business when I was very young, and I went to Toronto, Montreal, and then we used to get so many files. Like I think.
All manual, right?
Pardon me?
All manual, like physical files.
No. We would get them by the partners would send them to us. We would import them into our system in a secure fashion. Then if you have 30,000 accounts, you can't work all of those.
Yes.
So then you have to learn how to slice and dice and call it. So you find out where is the money going to come from. Where is the 10% or 5% that's going to, you have to identify 1,000 to 3,000 accounts that we're going to focus on and get our 30 or 40 employees to focus on their manual. So that was a whole different thing where I don't do that anymore.
Gotcha. But imagine if ChatGPT would be existing at that time.
Yeah.
Easier.
Well, yeah, you were using things like Equifax and like, credit bureaus to help you score. It was pretty good. I mean, I think it's going to get better. AI is going to change the game we call that consumer collections.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when a person owes a debt, that's the huge volume. Now, I mean, AI is going to change it where you're going to have, it exists already.
Yeah, it is.
We, in the AI space, the other company that I own, we're building outbound calls for receivables.
Mhm. So let's speak about more about that. So you have other company focusing more on AI. And we're saying AI doing outbound calls. I think this is really cool. We also have AI in place for our clients, but we are not using outbound calls here.
Yeah.
But I believe it's a game changer businesses, right?
Yeah. And I think it's like it'd be important to say like I pivoted about 10 years ago and I only do because I didn't like the consumer side. And I'll like I pivoted to a business like what you and I have now, where you have clients that maybe they're slow to pay. I manage that portion. When a business owes another business an amount of money,
Mhm.
that's my specialty. Like I don't want to do I know how to the accounts are larger.
Got you.
You
So
know,
you moved from personal to B2B.
yeah, and that's where I'm bringing AI into it. So you have your accounting system and send an invoice out.
Mhm.
And then if that invoice is not paid, then you might make a phone call or you might send an email after 30 days or 60 days, etc. Yes. Do some clients struggle to pay you on time?
Well, we don't have this problem with US customers, but we do have exactly the same problem with customers from Dubai. And
Yeah.
it's all invoices, it's all bank transfers. They do not use any automated payments. And we get delays for like 4 or 5 months. We don't want to cancel because we keep customers, but all those customers pay. And sometimes they don't pay, and then they boom and they pay 4 or 5 months, which is kind of good
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But it is a bit irritating because as a business owner, you have to pay your employees every month. You cannot delay, like I would never delay salary to my guys.
Mhm.
I would delay salary to myself, but I would never delay for guys who work for me.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm doing a perfect mix of, in my opinion, for I like to hire retired, semi-retired credit managers who are extremely educated, who know how to do credit limits very well. Like if you have to give a credit limit to somebody for $40,000 and if they don't pay you, that's going to hurt.
Mhm.
So the credit manager who we like to hire, they can collect money really well, but they can also set credit limits and make sure the person is creditworthy. That's my other business. So we do everything there to make sure you're protected. But now AI comes in where it's like, what can we do automated in AI fashion? And the human can do human stuff way better than we did before. I want to spend more time doing human things and giving better service and spending more time with your clients. And then, but I want the AI to do all the follow up that we don't have to do.
Yeah.
So we're trying to connect, we're connecting to the accounting software. The minute that invoice touches a date that's uncomfortable for you, an email, a text message, a phone call can be sent out, and a conversation that you had with AI and the customer saying, we see that they have a copy of the invoice, they're connected to the accounting system. The minute that invoice gets paid, well, then AI would not even be involved. But if it's not checked, then there's a process that it collects the money for you and advises your team when a human interaction with people.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's really good. Yeah.
So you work with any specific businesses or any specific size or with any businesses?
Yeah, I have shiny object syndrome, so I want to help everybody, but that's a terrible strategy.
Me, same.
But we're really good at construction in the province of Quebec and Montreal, the greater Montreal area. So that's a French speaking place in Canada. And so we're really, really good at that. We have a lot of clients there. My goal the next 10 years, and I'm trying to think 10 years, is only to focus on construction
Yeah.
in Quebec, in the French language. And because I don't think AI is going to be affected by manual work is going to be safe. I like that space. I know them very, very well. I know their pain points. And I think we'll just be better if we focus there. So we have a lot of clients, more than 50% is in that area. I'd say 75.
And do you have already AI in French?
Yeah, yeah. We and French is, like English is different. If you UK English versus American.
Yes.
French is the same thing in Quebec and Asian French.
Ah, okay.
So actually, the accents are very, very good. Way better than I thought. Wasn't good before, but it's such a new technology.
Yeah, it's getting better and better.
Now, I think they can say little swear words in French and if you want that.
Yeah, we actually experienced really funny situation with our AI. So we have AI responding to Google reviews, and we have customers who have like 40 to 50 reviews a day. and our customer get in touch with us and say, hey, your AI actually answered in Chinese, but we looked at the profile of the person who did review, and the profile of the person is Chinese. So AI decided, okay, I would write.
Yeah.
So AI decided to respond in Chinese, which is kind of clever, like really clever.
Yeah, too clever.
Too clever. Yeah. We don't want it to be, you know.
And that's what I'm finding. The multi languages is it's AI is not perfected yet. Everybody thinks, well, it's not as good as a human. Well, they're right in some ways. It's not a human conversation. It's an AI conversation that's very, very smart and disciplined.
Yes.
But if someone switches to, like, there's English people in our area, mostly French, almost everybody. But if the person on the phone switches to English, it's not perfected. So there are still challenges there. So there can be a word where you say transfer to English, then it goes to another AI. There are workarounds.
Yeah, I think it's getting better and better.
100%.
A few days ago, actually, I think just yesterday, I launched one video where I was actually testing myself. We placed AI on a chat widget on the website.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I experienced AI actually booked a call in my calendar. And I was like, wow, I received my calendar. It was booked. Zoom link was set. It was everything done only. AI when asked me like, what day you want, what time you want. Like, oh, well, please don't test. And I'm like, wow. Yeah,
that's I find that amazing.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I think there's a whole part of there's some people that are ready for this and there's some people that aren't.
Yeah, that's right.
And everyone has to go at their own pace.
That's right.
And I think especially we, collection agency taught me sales. And it's all a question of what questions do we ask people to have them think a different way. If you talk about a plumber, and a lot of my clients are plumbers and in construction, things like that.
Yeah.
They can't answer the phone all the time. Sometimes they're under 12.
I have some clients from that area, and it's hard to work with them, to be honest, because they never pick up their phone, and even the language they speak is totally different to the normal.
Of course. And if somebody is having a plumbing issue and their toilet is leaking, you're just going to go and open Google and you're going to call. We've heard this example so many times, but my clients, some of them are against AI until they understand, well, if somebody calls you and you don't answer, they're calling.
You miss your client. Yeah.
How much do you make per client? And then it's like you add that up. So yes, it's a good thing to answer the phone yourself. I am not against humans. I love humans. I'm a human myself. I think but if you miss the phone call, AI is there to back you up. After 3 or 4 or 5 rings, at least it can book the person and get same thing for a dentist. If you have a toothache at 2 in the morning, it's like I love the technology to customize it to anybody's business. And that's why I opened the company a year and a ago.
Yeah, nice. I actually did personal test myself in one of the videos where I actually just Googled med spa. I was in New York, I think. Just Googled med spa. I tried to ring them, and I reached the voicemail. Several of them were just voicemail. And how many chances that somebody gonna call you back? Nobody called me back, by the way.
Well, that's a good test that nobody, like, I think we heard at the conference, and this is important for the viewers, that everyone said, oh, everybody's on ChatGPT. And they were like, well, yes, 9%. They said something. Don't
Yeah,
go
9%. I think
9%. People are still using Google in a huge way. Like you might use a specific application for something, but Google is a dominant factor. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I still use Google. And I think because we work with so many local businesses, and they are using Google, their customers using Google. And some of my customers were actually freaked out. They're like, oh my God, do we need to worry now? It's all about ChatGPT. And I'm like, don't worry. By the way, I have an idea for my next video even. If you are on Google, run. If your website in so many directories, websites, social media, you're going to be run in ChatGPT as well.
Yes.
Underestimated yet. And Google has its own AI already. Maybe you realize when you type for business, first it's AI search, explaining to you about the company and remember the backup search. So if your business nowhere to be seen, you don't have online presence, Google's AI is not going to find you. And my favorite saying, if your business is not online today, you're at risk of losing your business tomorrow. And I think all the businesses have to actually start adopting.
Well, and I think it's like, I have a specialty in making sure someone's credit is in the construction industry and collecting their money and helping with their receivables and keeping them active, but they need more. And a lot of my clients, they want to grow. And one of the things is I need to educate myself before anybody else. That's kind of my model if there's a problem. So I do a ton of reading and I'm in the AI space and all that. And I think that my clients want to do two things. They either have a problem pardon me, let me rephrase. They have two problems. They have too many clients or they don't have enough. And one is they have too many clients, they don't have enough time. And so time is a problem for them.
Yes.
And so, yes, I do a specific area, but clients like when we go and offer different things. So the AI space, it's so important. Like this is everybody hears it, but people are afraid of it. And like I went to get, if somebody's missing time, how can they grow? Like how can they make more money if they don't have enough time?
Yeah, you cannot scale. That's the problem.
Cannot scale.
Yeah, and also I'm thinking, I was actually hosting one of the webinars and I asked my audience the question, if you have 1,000 clients tomorrow, can you actually handle it? And 95% answer was no. You only, can only do as much you could do, but with AI technology, you can actually operate and scale faster.
Well, it's just like somebody, I'll give you a very silly example. Okay, like this is just a silly. One of my clients wanted someone to help with receivables. Okay, so where do you go? Like there's a manual way where you pick up the phone and you call every friend, or like you look at your resumes or you post an ad, which was fine. I just ran an automation on LinkedIn. Like that's it. Now you can send hundreds of messages to people that have that job title, even go a step further, open to work. And you get a whole bunch of, in a matter of a day, you can get 10 candidates just like that for like $10 a day. Like that's AI at its best, where you can filter through your field. Then you can have AI call them another step. It's a little further, but like that's just using LinkedIn automation. People are like, well, if you don't start using that, people are using that are just way ahead of you.
Yeah, that's right. And I like customers. You're saying you have one type of customers who have too many clients and they can't handle more. So what would you recommend to those type of businesses? I think it's really, I'm fascinated when I have this type of clients as well. And I think, that's a good problem to have.
It really depends what they want. It's like if somebody, like I like to do the end of your life game. Like you're on your deathbed.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of make decisions in my life.
Oh, really?
Yes, like you go to the end of the bed and you're looking back in your life. It's like, well, what do I want? My business, my personal life, where do I want to vacation? What kind of father do I want to be, etc.
Okay.
So I think that like if you take a client, maybe not as dramatic as that, but like if you ask someone, what do you want? They're not going to know. But if you say you're at the end of your life and you're looking back, what do you want in your career? It's an easier way to narrow things down. So, and I think it's like, do you want money? You want to travel the world? Do you want to teach other people? Do you want to be a mentor? Do you want to be on YouTube? What do you want to do? Because we were talking before, you don't really know if you like something until you do it multiple times.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you may have hated this before. You've done this multiple times. You were
terrified and I thought I would never do this.
Totally. So, and I think it's like, especially my clients, I talk to them, it's like AI is like that, what they want. They have too many clients and they start to figure out, I hate 80% of the clients that I've got. But you have to ask them these questions so they start to think differently.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't like to tell anybody what to do. I want people to come with their own decisions. And I want them to really think through about what's important to them. Like, is being a father important to you or not? So easy to say yes, but what does it look like on your deathbed? That's a more important question.
That's really exercise. Interesting.
And I think it goes like that with your health. with your personal relationships.
Yeah.
What kind of friend do you want to be? And I mean, it's a good question. And then you can put baby steps in place, like every single day. So if somebody wants to, like, I want more clients. Well, that's easy to say.
Mhm.
So then we have to get down to what they really want. If they have too many clients, like, do they love every type of client?
Mhm.
Like, every time you're on the phone, are you 100% like every single client you love? Like, where's all your money come from? Where the clients who do it for free come from? And like, then they start to identify, I'm going to stop getting these clients. I'm going to focus on this area. This is what I'm really good at. Like me in construction, I want to help everybody. You said, oh, I have some clients in certain countries that are difficult. I just want to help you because I'm good at it. And I love helping people. But I need to focus on construction in Quebec.
Mhm.
I have to stop multitasking. So I'm never going to serve them as well as I can.
Yeah, I understand. Well, that's where I actually been and tried to, pivot from doing zillions of things, just focus on one thing. But it's still so difficult.
Yeah, I think we come down. If you're good at everything, you're good at nothing. And I think that it's like if we take a focus on something, like, let's just say we're going to eat better, okay, one thing, and you get obsessed with eating better. Think of every single meal, every single snack, how much water we drink. You think of how deep you can go, and it's like that. Even the way we get clients. If I ask a client right now, how do you get clients? I'm running Facebook ads. I send emails. I send mail.
That was
I do
the
call
question.
centers.
How do you do client acquisition?
Well, I think it's if you learn from great ones, and I think we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have to look where success lies. Like we take Allison Most. Let's talk about one person who was dominating it on the world. It's so true. I read his books and I watched, and I started to do it myself. We sent a whole bunch of emails to the construction industry, and we were getting calls. Then it's a question of how many people called us a week. So you get those numbers. Then you get, well, how many people do we convert a week? We found our email sucked. Everybody, we started to tweak and tweak and tweak. A year, 2 years later, let's say our conversion rate went from 2 to 5 a week. Let's just make that up. That's a huge difference. There's so much work to do in one stream of getting clients. There's so much work to do to get good at it.
Yes.
So it's like, I think everybody should pick their lane first, dominate there, and you'll make so much money and be the best in that area. Like, I only send emails on one of my businesses. That's it. It's hard because I have shiny object syndrome. Like, you can tell me, oh, Ben, I can do Google Ads for you and you're going to kill it on it. I'm like, but I have so much to do on my emails. And I can increase the conversion. I can double the conversion rates if I focus on that. That's probably worth way more.
Do you use ChatGPT to write your emails?
I did, but I found a better.
Yeah.
And I think our company is basically, we surround ourselves with very smart people. Mm-hmm. We have an old saying: if you're not smarter than me, you can't work for me.
Yeah.
So the people that work for me, we actually got all the questions people ask us. We start to write them down over the years. That's how we write our emails. And I'll give people a little trick here. It's like people, they resonate with this. It's like somebody asks this question. My brain's over here, but I'm not client. So ChatGPT is not what my clients have asked me. It's great. It's not bad. So the email, if you start pitching on an email, on a cold email, nobody wants that. We already get too many of those.
Oh, I get bombarded every day.
Yes, yeah, me too. So, and I said, but if someone says to me, I'll just take a simple example. I was telling someone, I gave somebody a golden nugget the other day. It was like, someone was selling houses. And I said, stop just saying I'm the best person in this area. Like, it's just like, well,
yeah.
Write an email saying, my mother sold her house. This is what I told her. That is what resonates with people. Okay, you're talking, and at the end, don't say, call me for information. Don't say that. That people are smart. If you write a whole bunch of emails, I sold my house and I bought in another area. These are the 3 reasons I did, why I personally did it.
Yeah, so personal stories is always better than
personal stories, no pitching. This is what I found after 2 or 3 years of writing emails and getting really, really good at it. But it's such a small percentage of people that actually respond. People say, "Oh, I sent 1,000 emails, I didn't get one response." You got to send 50,000.
Yeah.
It's like that old story where it was Alex Hormozy actually. He's running a gym, and his coach told him, Alex said to him, "How do you get all these clients?" He said, "I put flyers on people's cars." And he says, "Okay, well, how many clients do you get?" He goes, "I get 30 a week of whatever, new clients signing up." So Alex went and he put flyers on everybody's window at the supermarket and the mall. And he got no phone calls. Somebody called and said he broke his window. Okay, so it cost them. So he went back to his mentor saying, "That was garbage. Like, how many?" He goes, "I didn't get any clients." He goes, "Well, how many did you send?" He goes, 200. He goes, "I did like 10,000. So people have to understand that emails is a volume base. One, it's continued. That's how you get referrals from their friends. And it's adding value and helping people without pitching.
Yeah, so old good email still works. It's not dead, guys. That's what speaking.
Yeah.
I think it's not work.
Yes, it's not dead. And I think that our best thing is that construction industry knows so well. They've asked us so many questions.
Especially reading books.
They you wouldn't believe we get calls it's growing. We're getting more and more inbound calls every single week over 2 years. Like it's not a straight line. I mean, it's like, but it's increasing month over month. Let's say of the inbound people saying, "I need your help." They read an email that resonated with them 6 months ago, or they referred. My friend gave me your name. You got an email from me. That happens all the time.
So it's a long term game, isn't it?
It's not a short term game. Yeah, it's emails is a long term. In my opinion, everyone do what they want. It's a long term game. It's not a quick fix, but it creates this like flow, and every question you get, and add another email on so they can go longer and longer.
Yeah, that's how I also get some ideas on videos and my content because I keep hearing requests and questions from the clients. That's how I get an idea of okay, what do I write next?
Mhm.
And even when we work on SEO, we do like a research and we actually analyze, we analyze a particular business and see what people actually searching on the internet. What are they actually interested? Because sometimes you will never know. You think one thing, but people on the internet searching for totally different things. So that gives us an idea of what content to recommend to write blogs.
Totally.
That's based on the research, all about data.
But in Google, if you're going to be good at Google, I mean, you got to really double down. It's not a quick fix. It's going to take some time. But if you do Google with the right company, and you can, if you focus and you do it on a regular basis for a year or two, it's going to work. It's just a system.
Yeah, unfortunately, not everybody understands that this is such a long term game. And people are not patient to wait, but yes, it does work. And, we have a website which we built back when we just started in 2009. We already have new website, new domain, but we still keep the old website just because we spend so much money and time on content. Till now, it's bring us leads. Doing no advertising, nothing. We get organic leads every single month from Google. And I just work to keep this website just because I don't want to remove it because so much.
How much is the client worth? Like that,
Exactly.
it can be worth a ton of money if and I was just thinking of an idea. It's like, we probably have the same, we talked about it. Every business we walk into, we're looking at the opportunity for. And we're like I went to get my hair cut yesterday. And I went, great guy. I mean, just such a nice person. We sit down and I'm looking at his business. I said, "Are you the owner?" He said, "Yes, I've only been in business 6 years." I walked by this barber shop, I don't know, 40 times in the last month. And he's often not busy. So, I mean, that was concerning to me. Like, I started asking questions. I knew exactly how to, like, what do you need more clients? Like, I already know the answer. It needs more clients.
Yeah.
Like,
You could see that.
I can see that. So, I mean, I started to look at it and I couldn't find it on Google. And I showed him, like, "You're not on Google. You're not." But I can, I don't want to solve. I'm going to get a Rolodex, like aging myself. And I'm going to, who's good at this? I'm going to set people up with them that are going to help barbershops. I'm sure there's people out there that are really good at barbershops.
Yeah.
And they can fly to the moon in terms of like membership. People, I think they start a barbershop or any kind of business and they don't educate themselves enough. I see this a lot. It's like education is key. It's like, what about monthly memberships and unlimited haircuts? Like the gold club or the, like.
Yeah, we actually have one client barbershop based in Dubai, and they've been a client for maybe 3 years. And they are at this level now. So the haircut costs $300, just so you know the level.
Yeah.
And if you think the barbershop cannot make money, I was so surprised that they're actually doing way better than the beauty salon. And they charge this high for just a haircut. And I think it's cool. I think this type of businesses are my favorite. But unfortunately, not all of them understand everything and don't want to learn. It's so resistant. But we do have few beauty salons in Portugal as well.
Well, I think
It's amazing.
No, and I think you and I have to get better too, because we see so many problems, and I shouldn't. I'll include myself. Like I want to narrow it down to how do I fix their biggest problem, because I can confuse somebody because I'm so excited about all the opportunity they have. Should they focus on Google? Should they focus on this? Should they focus on a plan? And I have to get better at getting down to the biggest pain point by asking questions and saying, if I solve one problem for you, how's that going to make the biggest impact in your life, whether it's financial or whether it's for time?
Yes.
And it's like the barber that I have back in Canada, she's like, how much does it cost? That's the worst question I have. And, it's like, well, I knew it when I did Portugal. I have to do a lot of self-reflection and saying, like, I have to ask better questions. It's an education process for me with these small business owners in a small town. They are the backbone, of our society, of our communities, and there's more small businesses, I think, than anything else, right?
Yeah, and we actually launched now a couple of partnerships where how local business owners grow. But I think the part of education we should start and thinking how to at this point. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
Because the whole problem starts with mindset. They think differently. They don't see what we see, and we need to kind of find a way how to show it.
Yeah, I think the biggest opportunity for people are like us, number one, we're open to learn, and like this is addictive. We love watching YouTube and listening to podcasts.
Was it not?
Well, I think that's like we bring this idea from space to them. It's like you're worried about spending $99 a month on something that can like bring you $10,000 more a year and give you freedom and put that in your retirement fund. Like you're like, yeah, I'm not really interested in making $800 extra a month. And we're like, how, like $99 to 800, like we know it's gonna work. But I think it's more about, I need to do a lot of education and I don't know where my career goes, and that if I stick with construction, I can maybe win that battle a lot better than just helping every barbershop and having, because I want to do it, but it's in restaurants too. Same thing. I mean, restaurants they have no Google reviews. You go to a restaurant, and nobody asks you for a review.
Yeah, every time when they see, I've been recently in one of the places, and they brought to me at the end with the invoice. They brought me a little QR code. I think it was in CD, and they asked me review. I felt so happy. I'm like,
it's beautiful.
Because honestly, yes, they don't do it, and I feel so like fascinated when I walked here in Portugal in a beauty salon, and you know what they did? They used our platform, and they put little stickers, QR code next to every manicure seat. And I was like sitting there feeling proud.
It's just smart.
And they get thousands and thousands of, they do not do any advertising. They do not like have money on, but they have Google presence, get so many reviews, and they get thousands of visitors. It's a small place, but because during summer holidays there's so many tourists, and actually people find them from Google Maps, and they get so many reviews just of the little tiny QR code they have there. So,
Well, and let's do the math here, okay? Hopefully my brain's going to work properly. And this is, if I can hit a business owner, let's just take, it can be a dentist, a restaurant. Okay, so let's just take those, a plumber, electrician. Let's just take a restaurant, for example. Okay, so you had 300 customers go through your restaurant a week.
yeah,
Okay, let's just take those numbers. And people have no Google review, like they have no process. You add in a Google review. Let's take, if you have a good Google review process where the person comes in and you have QR codes in the table, they need motivation. So we call it the birthday club, or we call it less, because some people are on vacation, so they're not going to want the birthday club, maybe.
Yeah.
So let's just somehow people book, you take their and their cell number, and you get 50% of these process, right? So then you have 150 people a week. Is too much math? Okay. So we have 150 a week going through the process. And when you're doing automation properly, you're going to get 30 to 50%.
Yeah.
Is that the number show us?
yes,
Okay. So they have it's an automated process. Let's say 30%, 50 a week to your Google review, right? Or the 150. Find that as 2,500 a year. 50 weeks, is that right?
and also I would add, it's not only that obviously other customers see good reviews and they want to visit you. Google actually rank your business more. So this is
You're making, so you have somebody goes and they Google a restaurant. Once you have this process in place, you're not doing any work. It's just a process that works. And then you have a database of like 2,500 people of their email address and their cell phone number. And then your Google ranking goes up. People go to look for a restaurant. You're going to be top. You're going to be someone at 300 reviews. You're at 2,500. That's just going to be a game changer. You're going to get more customers coming because 90% of people are using, for their stats, using Google.
yes,
So you're going to get way more customers in a year. And if a customer spends $40 at a restaurant on average, times that, like, it's so many thousands on top of being able to send them, it's Mother's Day. Do you want to buy a certificate? Like a couple years later, you have 10,000 people in your database just for doing business. That's making 100 or 200,000 a year. Like that's the power of that for a small business.
yeah, that's so super cool.
So
But unfortunately, you will not believe it, but so many businesses even don't keep their database.
of course, yes. That's
Certainly right.
how do we set that? That's a lot of information I gave to small business, but how do we get that? That's the art of where we have to get really, really good at explaining to a small business. It's on us because we're the ones that are learning more and we're in the game. So we got to become better salespeople and like better educators.
Yeah, educators. That's right. That's something I understand. After years of running the business, I realized that education is something you can't ignore. You need to educate actually because it's so like overwhelming. It's too many things, too many tools, too much technologies, and you just basically, if you're a small business owner, imagine like you have to do sales, you need to do website, social, deal with invoices, taxes. It's a lot on the plate, right?
Well, and collections has taught me all that because people suck at collections. We call it receivables. Okay, collections is the further step, but people doing their receivables, they're not good at it. And rightfully so. Okay, like if you have an invoice of 10,000, like the education part, like it's better that we do it, and AI is letting us like that. We should do it for them and not get them into a database and teaching them this. They don't have an interest there, but they do have an interest in more time or more money.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like the electrician explaining how to put a box into the room. They're so passionate about electricity. We don't care. I just don't want to get a shock.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like people who are collecting money. It's like somebody owes you $10,000. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into that work. You paid your staff and they're not going to pay you. You're upset and you're emotional. The worst thing to do when you have receivables, you can't be emotional. It's all business. So like we're way better at that, and I can't teach that. But I can tell someone, do you want to get paid or not? And they understand that. And if I don't collect it, I don't charge you money. People understand that. That is the rule of our company. It's no collection, no fee.
Yeah.
So I put myself in a line where that's how good I am. And AI, if we start to think of an AI model like that, like it's not even going to charge it. We're going to try and you want time or you want money. We can pick one avenue. And then I'm going to deliver that to you. It's going to take me a year. But if someone really has guts, it's like you can pay me and I'll pay you back if I don't do it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's what I'm doing.
So what would be your recommendations for someone who just starting their business and already overwhelmed with so many things? Any advice?
Well, yeah, I mean, one is, do start with the end in mind. And I don't know if you've read the saying of the book. It's like start with the end. What are you trying to do? And it's like let's simple it down. If you want to be in a great relationship, and I like to give analogies like that. Business is like a relationship, and so if you want to have a great relationship, like first, how does that work? And like, what do I want to have? Do I want to be married for 50 years or do I want to be divorced 3 times? And I think that we can teach you how to get divorced or we can teach you how to be married, like in that aspect. And if you want to be married for 50 years, well, then you got to show up and understand your partner better than anybody. And you got to be kind, you got to be thoughtful, and you got to be fun. It's a big mix of things to have a healthy marriage. And I think if in business, it's like, what do you really want? It's okay to want to make a lot of money. It's okay to want a jet. It's okay to want to serve clients, and it's okay to cut grass. Everything is okay. But if you want to I want to just serve clients and have a good living and not commute anymore. Okay, if that is that your rich life, find out what your rich life is. It has nothing to do with money. What's your rich life? And let's go backwards and get there. Like, how do we get to your rich life? Let's cut all the fat things that are not important, that are not going to get you there. And let's focus on like 3 things. That's it. And yeah, very good advice. Backwards, something I wish I knew earlier. My God, I made my mistakes. But I think that get a mentor that is one is find a mentor that can bring you through that process. Yeah, I think mentorship is important. And also, I see so many young kids now starting their business. And I personally think that before running your own business, go and work for someone first. Work for a company, learn the process, learn, some operation, and not only that, start your business. There's so many like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds starting their businesses, and I actually personally saw some of them so good at sales and scale it, and then, few months later, they're in trouble just because they don't know how to actually keep those customers, how to actually support and do customer service with those customers just because they don't have experience. That's my personal opinion. It's so funny you said that. I just talked to my son. He's an electrician, and we talked about he's learning all different areas of electricity. So this residential, industrial, commercial, I'm learning as well. And I said I said to him, there's 2 parts in your life: there's learning and there's earning. Yeah. The learning part you can do for free. It's like if you want to learn residential, you find the best master electrician and you go work for them for free on Saturdays. Go there for a year and just offer him go run, get his tools, get him a coffee, just listen to him, see how he does everything. You're going to learn a lot. And then all of a sudden, a year later, you are so advanced and you can charge way more. You know what clients to get. Like if that person, people take advice a lot from people who aren't good at people give money advice, a lot of money. I don't think advice would get people take advice from parents that are not good parents, in their opinion. It's like, so take advice from somebody. Yes. If you want to make a lot of money, the mentor, how much money do they make? Yeah. Yeah, and you have to check as well because these days there's so many coaches. There's so like how many coaches? I know how many coaches have you hired that disappointed you? I've been really good with my selection. Wow, but you are good at it. But I met and seen some coaches who were actually teaching agency owners grow and scale when they don't run their own agency.
how can you actually teach someone how to grow and scale agency if you're not running exactly the same business? That's what I'm seeing in the industry right now. And I'm sure in other, I'm not talking about my niche, but I'm sure in many other, it's like you teaching being a doctor without being a doctor. This is something that,
Yeah, and you're so right. I mean, I have made so many mistakes with coaches. I love people in business. I am pro business, and people that give me a lot of enthusiasm and like they come across as subject matter expert. I was terrible in my process of how to select these people, and I was terrible. It was always one sided for them. So like if I wasn't happy, there wasn't an out clause where it's like, give me $10,000 up front and don't worry, it's going to work out well and you're going to make a lot of money. Well, there's just so much noise and get like most of the time I've been extremely disappointed with the quality and like what people have delivered to me.
Yeah, when you pay lots of dollars and still the coach you thought you paid and he would be presenting, he sends his like VAs or his team to speak to you. That's what I was just in some situations.
Yeah. It's like, we offer like in our collection business that has like, I don't want to teach it. So like, I don't offer that service. It's like, I'll collect it for you. If I don't collect it, you don't pay. I like that model.
Yeah, we do have scenarios as well where we, as an agency, we focus only on two things: it's Google SEO, paid ads, and sometimes our customers actually ask, "Hey, show me the process, show me this, show me that." No, we are not educating how to do it. We do it for you. It's done for you.
And that's the difference. There is a business in educating people,
Yeah,
but that's not what you offer.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I realized we used to be like you said, focus on so many things. And as an agency, we used to do social media, websites, advertising, on social, on TikTok, and here and there. Now we only focus on things, Google and SEO. We do still do websites occasionally, but I would be very selective.
Like, and I would challenge you here. Like, let's just say the service that you like the best. I'm going to make it. Okay, let's say the $1,000 per month service. All right, and you say, okay, it's this kind of client, and they have this many employees. And if you get a list, and if you only focused on those kind of clients for 1 year, you would get all clients you want.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, because I've been already in marketing for 15 years, and the type of businesses I've worked with, oh my God, it's everybody from different spaces. But luckily, again, when it comes to SEO, that's why maybe I choose it because it's all about keyword research. It's about research, and you do research for every business you start. We start with the audit first. Doesn't matter if you come to me and wanna, start ranking. We would not just tell you, hey, pay us money. First, we do audit. We would not charge you. We do the audit, and only then we will tell you the process, and only then you decide, okay, I want to do it. Because without audit and research, I can't even give you pricing because it's all about data and research and how many people searching for your businesses. And you'll be surprised there are some businesses Google are not suitable for them. You know why? Because nobody's searching for them on the internet. There are some type of businesses.
Yeah, and
there's no point.
There's no point. Yeah, it's like, can you give me what's an example of a business that nobody goes on Google for?
I can't remember now, but we did have a couple of clients. One of them was very interesting. You know, when they go to your house and tidy things up.
Yeah.
And it's people who have also with certain disorders cannot keep their house organized.
Yeah, people aren't sure. Like, I guess yes.
It was very interesting niche, and it just people are not really searching, and like you don't know you need it. And same with financial advisors. So I used to work a lot in financial space. And some people, for example, in the US, they don't know what is HighLevel, like insurance. And most of the people, they don't know they need it. Like everybody needs your services, but they don't know they need it.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like nobody search. It's a type of insurance. People don't search because they don't know. So that in that scenario, with Google is not going to work.
Yeah, and there's you're just making me think because there's just so many ways somebody can grow their business, but it's like really they're never and it comes back to what we said before. It's like if you're doing everything, there's so much to do with Google, so much. It's so deep. There's so much work to do that if you commit fully and put all your eggs in that basket, people say don't do that. But in once you maximize your Google, like how many things can you do in Google that like it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a while. And talking about baskets, we need to always start with one channel, grow it, and then once you're ready, you can scale to other channels.
It's like a Black Friday.
Oh yeah, it's like Black Friday forever.
Like it's like I know it's like if you do it like it takes time to get good at it, and you got to study it. I mean, we did one. We just did it last minute just to get it done, and it's not the way I like to do things. But I mean, if you just take referrals, like, and this is one customer. Like, I don't. If you're a barber shop, if you let's say somebody wants to grow the business, that could be a lot of clients. You want to grow. People suck at getting referrals. They suck at it, not because they can't do it. It's because they're uneducated.
It's interesting. Most of our businesses actually grow based on referrals and recommendations.
There's a couple of books out there that, and I say people are uneducated only because it's like the education is free now. We live in the best time where you can go, you can buy a book for $15, and I can't remember the guy's name. I'm bad with names, but he gives, I think it's 82. He's the best referral person that I've read. Tony Robbins talks to him. He's on all kinds of things, but he's got a couple of books. 80 ways. I read that book. I couldn't believe the different ways. There's 80 or more ways to get referrals. His strategy, he lays them out. That's how deep you have to go in referrals to be good at it.
Wow.
And if someone just did referrals, they could explode their business. Like you call people and say, hey, I'm going to give you a free month. Can you give me 10 names of people that you know that are cool like you? Not jerks, that are cool like you. That's a strategy. And then they might give you 5 names. And you call them. You're gonna have to work for a long time. You gotta go through them, you gotta call them, you gotta
Everything's done. Yeah.
but how many clients will actually get if you only focus on it? Ton. But you can't do it if you're gonna do it half-assed.
Yeah, actually talking about referrals, while we were at this event in Dallas, somebody told me, Vera, why you are not doing affiliate? And I'm like, oh really? And you know what, we actually just launched last week affiliate program. For those who doesn't want to do anything, I just recommend local business owners to us. And we created like a full package where we do Google ranking, Google ads, we have reputation management with chat widget, AI responses to Google reviews. So it's like a business growth package for business owner. But let's say 10 business owners and they don't want to do anything. So you just sign up as an affiliate, you get 20% commission, which would result around $280 per one client, monthly recurring.
Nothing wrong with that.
And you don't want to do anything. So, and I was thinking, why didn't I do it before?
Well, and that's where somebody starting in business. If we knew what we know now, like if we started doing AI years ago or marketing, whatever, if we actually focus on one thing,
Yeah,
how profitable would you be?
yeah.
It's just boring. It's boring.
It is boring. That's why I've been in so many different things, so many different niches. We used to do crypto marketing when it was booming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it's right now, I the people that work with us, it's like they protect me against myself. So it's like I'm not allowed just adding anything in. Like we have like a little team that decides what we're doing, and they're like they do the boring stuff, which is essential for all of our livelihoods. So I need them and they need me. We're all supporters of this business. So it's like they do the boring stuff every day that I find boring that they love, and that they make sure that we're really good at the boring stuff.
That's why you're an entrepreneur, because I think entrepreneurs are curious people. We're always curious. We always want to know more. We always want to be one step ahead of everybody else. And that's why I also have this problem. So I have a to-do list. And every time my brain tells me, oh, I want to go check this, I want to do this, I go back to my list and I say, no, I have to stick to my list. And I have to look at this list almost every day because every day I see something cool and I feel like I want to try it.
Well, it's a confidence thing because I think like people like you and I, we look at something, we say, we can do that.
I think sometimes
You know-
it happens to you as well. What is it?
But don't you think it's just like I can do that? I know if I put my effort there, I can do it, and that's motivation for us. It's like there's an opportunity, I can win, I can do it. However, we're overbooked. Like we're also, our relationships and our kids and our this and our that and all the other businesses, and it's like I think the way out of this is that if I think of something that like I'm going to be good at that. Like if I say, okay, I'm going to help every barber in the world. All right, I'm going to hire one person, and they're going to do it. I'm going to mentor. Maybe that's the way out of my illness of shiny object syndrome. It's like I have to have one person running that and being exclusive on referrals and exclusive on this and that was maybe they're like the team leader, whatever you want to call it. Maybe that's the way out.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I think this video was very insightful. Thank you so much for your
Lots of energy.
yeah, so much also interesting, tips I haven't thought about. So thanks so much. I think we're going to wrap up, guys. Stay tuned, and we will leave your links below. Anybody want to know that I know you're not massive on social media, but maybe
I'm not good at social media. Maybe that's yeah.
Well, I'm not good either, but I had to start somewhere.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I think.
Okay, guys, yeah, you hear that? Okay, cool. We're gonna help you to start the YouTube.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks so much.